the Republicans today control the House, they control the Senate, they control the White House. What's the number one thing you're afraid of that they might do with all of that power?
Well, they did it already. They put in a Supreme Court justice who's, in our opinion, an anti-worker and tilted the court. And we feel like labor law is going to be set for maybe a generation. It's something that I kind of predicted in front of the election.
By this court, you mean?
Well, it's a 5-4 court, and
yeah.
We're expecting a law to be heard by the Supreme Court that's going to hurt our public sector union brothers, essentially making a national right to work situation for government workers. And, the construction workers can say that, we're immunized by that. We're all in this together, and it's them first, and they'll come after construction worker protection.
So the right to work would come. I thought you might say right to work, but
Janus is the bill.
Yeah, I saw it as a bill, not as by an act of Congress, not an act of the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court's going to hear a case. It's the Friedrichs case revisited under the term of Janus. When and if it's heard and if it's affirmed, they will essentially make right to work for all public sector unions, and timeline looks like it's next summer. That's a big gut punch for organized labor, period, whether you're in the construction trades or not.
And those 40% of your members who voted for Donald Trump, any regrets?
We keep polling, and there's...
That's probably, by the way, if I can, that's across the board, I guess, for particularly the construction trades, isn't it?
I don't know where everyone else is. I would say that's a safe bet, but I don't want to speak for other groups. Right. But I'll tell you that for my union, 41% voted for Mitt Romney, 44% voted for Donald Trump. The problem was we kept articulating, and we had a very high turnout for Hillary, but we didn't have high enough to make the difference in the blue wall states.
What was it for Romney got?
41. He only picked up 3 or 4%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it wasn't overwhelming. I'll tell you, we polled our members back in 2015 when there was 13 candidates in the race on the Republican side, and it was Hillary, Bernie, and Donald Trump when there was 13 candidates on the Republican side. So he's had this appeal. He's resonated. And, I feel like he gets on all three sides of every issue, and he's always says enough to be safe that he can always fall back on one. But, we're going to pick the good stuff, and we're going to champion it. Right now, there's got to be a mesh. Congress passes the bill. So I'm not one to give breaks, but I'm not going to blame. Donald Trump's rhetoric is harmful to the workers of this country when he takes away worker protections, when he advocates for infrastructure. Everybody lightens up and feels positive about it. But it's going to require Congress to do their jobs. He only is going to sign that bill. And I don't want to diminish the importance of the presidency.
Yeah.
Congress has been hyper-partisan since Gore and Bush. And, we've seen it intensify under maybe President Obama, but I don't think we're any more hyper-partisan than we were before. It's time for Congress to get